Taking place 2 years after the re-election of the GSLP Liberal government, this was a mid-term budget. And announced a year on from Brexit, it carried a question mark over the future of the UK and the ROC. However, the message was that prudence and caution in planning should not take away the ability to celebrate Gibraltar's excellent performance for the past financial year.
The surplus of revenue over expenditure for the financial year 16-17 was estimated at £75.8 million at the time that the estimates book went to press. That is more than 3.5 times the originally estimated surplus for the year.
Mr. Picardo said with a forecast of £1.91 billion for 2016-2017, the government was well on target to achieve its manifesto commitment of GDP growth of at least 7.5% a year. Revenues, he said, were up across the board. The estimated recurrent revenue for this year was budgeted at £615 million. Mr. Picardo added that the Gibraltar Savings Bank reserves continued to grow and stood at £32 million. With cash reserves at £123 million, the Chief Minister said net public debt amounted to £320 million in cash, a debt reduced to 16.75% of GDP. Stated as a reason for higher revenues and economically beneficial data was a growth in employment, a record high of just over 27,000 jobs, and a record number of Gibraltarians in employment at 11,065. This, said the Chief Minister, was accompanied by record low unemployment, consistently under 200. The budget also saw an increase in the minimum wage.
The statutory minimum wage will increase from £6.28 to £6.45 per hour with effect from the 1st of August 2017. This represents an increase of 17 pence an hour, or around 2.7%, which is the rate of inflation, Mr. Speaker.
The only major project to be announced in this year's address by the Chief Minister was nonetheless one that will affect the future of many. The confirmation that girls and boys will begin to attend secondary school together by September 2019.
I'm pleased to announce that the process to introduce full co-education in Gibraltar in the 2 comprehensive schools will now commence. To coincide with this, there will also be a realignment of the key stages in the education curriculum to follow the practice in England and Wales, with children entering the comprehensive schools 1 year earlier at the beginning of year 7. And schooling will be provided for all children at preschool level. These changes will coincide with a programme to provide new schools to St. Martin's, our first priority, Notre Dame, St. Anne's, Governor's Meadow, Bishop Fitzgerald, Westside, and Bayside schools.
There was no increase in electricity and water charges. There was a rise from 0 to 20% in import duty on jet skis. Duty was increased on water pipe and heated tobacco, but not on mainstream tobacco products. Meanwhile, in light of the Island Games, duty was abolished on sports apparel imported by associations, as well as indoor sporting equipment. The 2019 Island Games also saw a further announcement that former MOD properties would be put up for sale before the end of 2017, but would house athletes before being handed over to their new owners. In terms of housing, the government added negotiations continue on the Blue Water development, but that Brexit had made some issues harder to resolve quickly. And Brexit itself made for a significant announcement. Fabian Picardo confirmed Gibraltar would join the UK in respecting the rights of EU nationals established in Gibraltar before any agreed cut-off date. But he said the potential effect of Clause 24 of the EU negotiating guidelines should be clear.
If the UK and the EU enter into new post-Brexit trade arrangements in future, which extend to EU nationals rights like British citizens when they arrive in the UK, to establish themselves or to work there after the UK has left the EU, those arrangements will not apply in Gibraltar if the effect of the application of Clause 24 has been to exclude Gibraltar from any such new trade arrangements. In effect, therefore, any new Spanish or EEA nationals entering the job market in Gibraltar after the 29th of March 2019, or such other date as may be agreed, will, as things currently appear to stand, enjoy only the generous rights already enjoyed here by those who are today third country nationals.
This, said Fabian Picardo, was a budget of prudence, caution, optimism and investment. With the economy performing well and public finances stronger than ever, the nation, he said, was on a course to continued success.